The title of the CD and the choice of the pieces that would compose it, because the fact that I am Italian and I studied in Paris, for me was important somehow to represent these two important countries that I also know that they are very related to Japan. Because as I know, Japan has a very strong connection to France and to Italy. And Italy as well love Japan for many reasons. The culture, the people, the concept of life and of food. So for us it's very important, like for Japanese. And all this combination for me inspired me to conceive the program. Plus Marika, my pianist in the CD, studied as well in Paris. We met there and we shared many moments together. So it was beautiful somehow to really connect everything together. And so some composers are Italian, some French. I think they are also representing very much the flute repertoire, flute and piano repertoire, that are pieces that we mostly also study in Paris during our studying time. So, yeah, they represented a lot of an epoch, let's say, a period of our lives that was very important. I would say Enesco, Cantabile Presto is like a first love. It's like one of the pieces I love the most. It's such a beautiful marriage with the piano and flute, the low register of the flute, so warm and so sensual, full of color. And because of Enesco was a Romanian composer, so this music of Balkan and East Europe you can find very often in the piece. Very small detail like parara or this kind of accentuation or accent that they are a little bit not on the beat, and very rhythmical music is particularly nice to bring those effects a little bit more out. And because he studied in France, he has an incredible, beautiful way of phrasing or beautiful phrasing for the flute of colors. So you can tell really there was this influence of finesse and at the same time the characteristic of the music of his original country. Then we have Casella. I choose to record both because I think it's an incredible composer that is known but not enough, I think. And it's demanding a lot technically and like a challenge. As well, he studied in Paris. He comes from North Italy, although we would think about the Sicilienne, we would think, no, he's not from South. But anyway, this Sicilienne is very delicate, like a berceuse, like a lullaby a little bit. And the accords of the piano are particularly beautiful and interesting and I think innovative for the time. New harmonies and beautiful colors. And I think Marika brought it up fantastically, exactly this in the Sicilian. This a little bit dark side and at the same time strong but never clacking or very poetic and a little bit grotesque, a little bit. And then in the burlesque, burlesque is, as the name said, is something very alive and like playful, like a scherzo, very full of energy, and it's very important to transmit these elements by the articulation and by the tempi that they are in acceleration. Sometimes we go back to the giocoso and then again a very fast part, and somehow it's a demanding piece. It's very, I would say, yes, it's interesting to study, to make, because. And the other piece of Casella, that is Barcarola and Scherzo. Barcarola, from the name already can maybe get inspired exactly from what then Casella realized, this movement of the waves of the sea, and you are like a berceuse, you are on the boat. I always think about the sun and shining on the water. I get this inspiration, the sunlight on the waves. You know, when you look, it's like very small, brilliant, sparkling. Wow! It makes me really think about these elements of the water that is so alive and it speaks from itself. And somehow it gives you also a lot of peace. So strongness of the nature, it's the best for human beings, I think. And the Scherzo is kind of the same of the Burlesque, very alive. This in ternaire movements, so 3/8, very joyful and light. And you have also a middle part, very short, but again you can tell again this lightness and again this energy, the beautiful tonalities that sounds perfect on the flute. So it makes really, I think, challenging, but for good. Somehow you get beautiful melodies to play, and it's realizing, satisfying to play this music. Very, very, very full of color, like French music. Although he was Italian, but he studied in Paris, as I said. So he got as well this post-impressionism character. Then we arrived to Poulenc, beautiful, wonderful piece of our repertoire. I think it's absolutely one of my favorite pieces, and not only mine, I think, that every flutist like to play this piece with this fantastic chamber music piece, totally sharing all the time with piano. And Poulenc is one of, for me, most representative composer of French music, because it is fresh, light, and very innovative. And also regarding to the past, he got a lot of inspiration of Baroque music. There are some interesting combinations, and some rhythm like Stravinsky, and you find a lot in Poulenc, a lot of inspiring composer for him. The highlight of this sonata is absolutely the second movement, the cantilena, is a little bit, I think, what we express playing this piece, I think is very personal for each person. And it's a very strong moment, sad, and it could be something like having regrets in life, and kind of looking the past with a little bit of some like bitter taste or something like this. I think we all experienced once in life this, and it's so beautiful to put in the instrument this feeling, because somehow you get like a cure, you get out this illness or sadness, and that's why I think through music we can express, but also get a lot of healing therapy for us player, I think. And the third movement is great because somehow all this sadness goes away, and it's space to the rhythmic and to the virtuosismo, and again with lot of moments with with this flavor of Paris, like fresh, and walking in a sunny day on Champs-Élysées under the trees and with a bit fresh air, sunny, super. I mean, I think these things, when I play this piece, it reminds me this atmosphere. And maybe then you see it, you have a nice drink, fresh, and good food, good. Then we have Godard, Benjamin Godard, Suite de Concert, is such a nice piece as well. I think also, it reminds me also studies time, as again, first two movements, they are allegretto and idyll, very delicate and easy form, very, I would say pleasant for the listener and to play as well. And idyll is like, I always think something like a dream. It's like a dreamy feeling. Maybe because introduction of piano is so smooth and very like a caress, and then flute in this beautiful register. It's kind of dreamy, I think. And the third movement is crazy. It's like explosion, like fireworks, and it makes me think about, it's called Valse, the name, and you have like salon with beautiful couple dancing with beautiful dress, like making tournant, this turning. Is all the time you have these figures and happy faces and charming and a little bit like between couples, a little bit kind of complicity, and that's exactly what I had with Marika while playing. This feeling of we don't say anything, we just feel each other, and we didn't discuss basically anything during the whole CD, and it was complicity and understanding perfect. So it was easy. But this valse, for example, is not totally easy to play together, because you have, I think, to play a tiny bit free and to understand this free but not free, I mean rubato. Two people, they have to match when they play, like a couple dancing. Otherwise, the other fall and and the catastrophe. Well, then we have the second CD, because it's made of two. Beautiful. Everything so nicely prepared. I mean, I'm so thankful. Beautiful. Dream. So the second CD starts with Gaubert Madrigal. For me, this piece, I love it. Like, as well, like Enesco, they are like, I don't know, small present. It's like a treasure, so full of beauty. Wow. I think it's like a gift to the public, like beauty of music. Exactly this way of that Gaubert has of to bring up the sweetness part of the flute and the most poetic of the piano. They match, like it would be like a poem or something that you make a recite of a beautiful poetry. Is just amazing to play, and I hope to listen as well, our interpretation. And then we have a little bit of drama. In the repertoire of flutes, you have so many paraphrases of opera, fantasy, and of course one of the most played and famous is the Fantaisie on the Carmen, made by Borne. And of course, we all enjoy to play because it's a challenge again between the most important themes of the opera, and super well divided between piano and flute. And there are some of them very tragic. It's very interesting because the piece starts with the last aria of the opera, and quite soon it gets very inside immediately to the drama of Carmen. And we have, of course, the habanera with the charming rhythm and beautiful melody. At the end, we have, of course, the big final, and that ends up to be very virtuoso. So this is a little bit the points of this variation on opera themes. They are always very touching, but at the same time, a lot of to do with the fingers, especially for the flute, and also piano as maybe less to play, but it's demanding to be always ready to react to the tempi that they change all the time in these pieces. And I wanted to record because I also played a lot in the opera houses, and I love this contact with the singers and the content of each opera that is absolutely a very strong morality inside, and no matter which epoch, they have always a message, important, as I said, morality, and to communicate to the public, to send important messages. Like if you read, of course, a beautiful Shakespeare drama, or you have always to learn from the story, no? That you can, of course, compare to real life and to real values, actuality, the values of human beings. They might change, but the important one, they are always there, no matter which epoch. So, of course, in the opera you have a lot of this meaning. They are really intense, and that's why I put this in the program. The Borne is followed by Donizetti. The Sonata, that is a relative easy piece. I would say relative because I think flutists in general, if I can permit to say, if I permit myself to say, they always think it's a piece for kids, for children, always. And actually, once you know the opera repertoire of Donizetti, you get that is a mini opera, this piece, very short, of course. The introduction is very dramatic, and you can compare to an aria, really. You could feel like a text behind the notes or on the top of the notes. And then, like very often in the opera italiana, it turns also to be very joyful and happy and beautiful melodies, but you have both sides, no? Very happy, sad, and again it's like following of situation. And of course you can imagine many things during many scenes, no? Related, for example, you can imagine all the scenery of 19th century with personages of the epoch. It's like I would say it's a mini operistic jewel as well, that I would like, maybe I included in this CD because of that. I would like that it maybe would be a little bit more considerate in our repertoire, because if we played with all important delicatesse on the articulation and phrasing, is not just etude piece. No, I think we could do much more And we arrived to the end of the CD, of the two CDs. The last piece is Italian and is La Traviata, because it's very interesting about the fact that Traviata is in Paris. The story is related to Paris. The personages are in Paris, and of course we have this beautiful aria of O Parigi mia cara. On this theme we have all variations. So there is the Brindisi, Libia, mon Libia, mon Libia, that is fantastic, full of joy and reminding this moment of the party, where they all toast and life is nice, life is beautiful, rich of everything, but there is not only being rich, or there is much more in life, thanks God, and we have every also this difficult moment in the opera. They are represented a little bit in this paraphrase. We have some sad thema, but what I would like just to say that somehow it finished with the Italian composer, but the story is in Paris. So a little bit is not, of course, it's not my life. It's just about the fact that you, in one piece, you have two ingredients of a little bit of my past and actual life, and somehow the old CD for Marika and me, it was like a journey in the past, on the years that really counted a lot for us as young musicians, leaving our country, going to France to learn a lot, and hoping a lot, as I told, to realize our dreams. The feelings after completing my first CD, mostly undescribable, because it was such a joy somehow to realize a dream. I didn't manage until January to take time to do a CD and to dedicate myself to something that I actually had in my head since years. So to have it finished I would to say also, we had not so much time. So to have recorded all the pieces, they were included in my concept for the title Paris and Rome. It was incredible. First of all, it was like we made it. It's like, wow, we could finish. I think we were like a big team. Everybody was pushing up with positivity and a lot of energy and patience and kind of believing really in a concept. So it was like a release of a lot of kind of prayers to make it happen, and that we would have finished on time and happy, everybody happy. It was important that everybody would have been satisfied. Of course, we are never satisfied, never enough, but I would say that somehow this working together with the sound engineer and you and my dear super Marika, my friend pianist, wonderful, sharing music at this level with such an incredible partner that you don't have to speak. You just we feel each other, and it happens. And with this wonderful equipe that Dolce offered to me for this first CD, of course to us, but in the specific, I would say to me, because somehow they knew I was always waiting to do a CD, and I always pushed up after and never concretizing. So the fact that they said, we do it, and it was just incredible to make it, and such an intense work of everyone. I repeat myself, but I'm very thankful, and I hope would be also a nice moment to listen to our CD from our public in Japan and hopefully abroad. And yes, we would like to share just our past, but also our music through those beautiful pieces. Thank you. Arigato. I hope I didn't speak too long.